Ashley from Love Beauty, and this is Ask Evantide.
So I own Love Beauty Makeup Artistry, and I provide on-site makeup artistry services to brides and their wedding parties here in Whatcom County. And one of the things that I specialize in is airbrush makeup artistry.
How cool is that?
Super cool. It's really fun.
You do airbrushing on people's faces.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have a little spray gun, and so my brush never even touches your face. Your makeup gets applied from about a foot away.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We should have brought it. You should have used it on me. Could you airbrush hair?
Cool. I probably could, but I don't know that it would look very good.
So what are a few things that people should be thinking about when they're considering hiring a makeup artist for a wedding or a photo shoot?
Great question.
Yeah.
One thing I would recommend if it's for a wedding is making sure you get a trial run in your package. Mm-hmm. Something that comes up is you might have a few different ideas of looks, and so your makeup artist can really help you narrow those down to create a good look that you want. Or you might realize once you've done the trial run and your run through that maybe the Hollywood glam look you thought you wanted isn't going to match your style for the day of, and you need something more rustic and earthy. Okay. So it's important to make sure that you really are able to prepare and hash some of that out so that you get the exact look that you want on your wedding day and don't have to stress about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Great.
Another thing is your personality meshing. Mm-hmm. This person's going to be there, your makeup artist is going to be there for some intimate family moments and getting ready and some stressful moments, and so making sure you have somebody that you feel comfortable with and confident with, and that your personalities go together where you're okay with them being there for those types of moments is really important.
Great point. Nice. Yeah. When do people usually call you or email you in the process of wedding? How far ahead of time do you book? And
good question. I get emails from a variety of people on their timeline. Makeup is one of those things that to some people it's a really high priority, and to some people it's a last minute, we just found room in the budget, maybe I should go through with hiring somebody. So to make sure you get the artist you want, I'd recommend at least 6 months out contacting them. I started getting a lot of heavy inquiries between November and December, and a lot in January.
Gotcha.
So I would definitely recommend 6 months out for sure.
Great. Nice.
Something that comes up a lot for a lot of my clients, and we don't necessarily realize it until the day of, is the space where you plan to get ready. So making sure you have everything you need in that space, an appropriate space, is something really important in planning ahead for your wedding day. Yeah. For example, just making sure you have a table that's cleared and ready for your makeup artist and your hairstylist to set up their equipment and tools, that you have chairs for people to sit in, that you have outlets available to you as your makeup artist and hairstylist will need to use them. That's something that's really important, and I find oftentimes when we show up on the day of, if it's a place I'm unfamiliar with, might not be set up very easily, and might put a wrench in the timeline as we're trying to scramble and figure things out.
Okay, so taking a step back and being kind of a loaded question, because I'm a photographer shooting the moment. Okay. But what's the optimal place or time or space for having makeup done? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. That's going to depend on how many people you plan to have in your room with you. So a hotel room could be appropriate if there's just going to be 4 or 5 people in the wedding party and a hair and makeup artist. Yeah. If you're going to have a bridal party of 10 plus some family members, that hotel room is going to become very cramped very soon. Yeah. And so maybe a living room in a house would be a better option.
That makes sense. And do you like to use window light, or how do you like to kind of set them up in that sense?
I personally prefer natural light.
Mm-hmm.
Every artist is going to have a difference of preference. I've found that if you have too many harsh overhead lights, it can actually create shadows, and that can make it hard for me to see when I'm really trying to make sure I blend everything properly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. So on a wedding day, if there's a wedding party with 5 girls, is it just one at a time, you knock them out, or you kind of work through them at the same time, and how does that work for you?
I give everyone their own personal time slot. I think it's important to have just that 30, 45 minutes to sit and relax and get pampered and have undevoted attention. So I'll work with the bride to create a timeline. Sometimes mornings are very open. Sometimes it'll be based around picture schedule. If people don't need to be ready until later, we can do them a little bit later and work the timeline out that way, but making sure that everyone gets their own individual time back to back.
Cool.
In that order.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. So if a bride's kind of on the fence about whether she should be investing in or hiring a makeup artist, what's your take? Not just a sell. Like what's your take on that?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think first off, it comes down to just what do you value for your day and want to get out of it.
Yeah.
And if makeup artistry falls into that category, then ultimately in the end of your day, you're going to be much more happier that you splurged and went with the makeup artist.
Yeah.
Two of the biggest things that I see as added benefits besides just the makeup artistry services that I can provide is I'm another person to advocate for my clients. And so on the day of, when people show up, I can help just make sure you really get that time to sit down and relax and distress and think about yourself and help facilitate somebody else answering questions and making sure that you get that quality, calming time.
Time to just be present and not stressing out and freaking out. That's great. Yeah.
It's a really valuable thing that I didn't necessarily anticipate, but I've appreciated being able to provide my clients with that quiet time before they walk down the aisle.
Cool.
Another way I can advocate for my clients is if maybe your bridal party has a lot of different looks and things they're considering, but you really have a specific want for your bridal party in terms of the appearance and the makeup for the wedding day. I'm another person to advocate for your wishes and the looks that I provide to the people in your party.
Yeah, and you have that consult at a time too, so you know
so we
what
can
they're
talk
looking
about
for.
that
Yep.
ahead of time.
You can reference it if you need to.
Absolutely. We can say, we planned this look, so and so and I planned this look. We're going to use these colors, or we're going to do a smoky eye, or we're going to do something really natural and soft, or everyone's getting this lip color.
Nice.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Cool.
Another reason you might want to consider investing in a makeup artist is that the services don't just apply to that day. You get extra consult and support ahead of time. They're an extra resource. And then you also get that investment that carries over into your photos as well.
Yeah.
So you can look back at your photos and see and remember your makeup as well. And
we appreciate that, by the way.
Yes. Absolutely. It's a big part. And it can really, a good makeup artist specializes in knowing how makeup photographs.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you get makeup that is going to photograph really well and emphasize your facial structure and things that'll pop for the camera, it's really going to carry on that investment from just that day of service to something that you're going to look back and remember about when you see your photos years from now.
Okay.
I meet with my brides usually initially just establish that relationship connection, talk about contract. I like to do that face to face just so we have a really clear opportunity to answer any questions before someone signs to working with me. So I kind of call that my initial consult, and then I have a second consult. That's where the trial run happens. Yeah.
Is that trial run, how long before the wedding is?
That depends on the bride's specific needs. I usually recommend 6 to 8 weeks before. That way it's close enough to the wedding day that you've really had time to narrow down and determine the style that you're going for, so we can really get the most out of that trial run meeting. And it's also close enough that it's fresh in everyone's mind,
Yeah.
and but not too close that it's going to stress out the timeline of the day either.
Exactly.
That said, some people have done their trial runs sooner based on their needs, or if they've had a bridal shower or engagement photo session. I always try to accommodate that if I'm able to, if somebody has something they want their makeup done for. One more thing, if you are on the fence about hiring a makeup artist, is a makeup artist will really make sure that your makeup lasts and will look as good at 7 p.m. as it did at 7 a.m. or whenever you got your makeup done. They should have a few different tricks that they can use to really make sure that this happens. And that it's good through all the dancing, all the crying, all the emotions, which is really an important part of your day too. You don't want your foundation smudging or your eyelashes falling off.
It happened to me once. It was terrible. Just kidding. But really, they're investing a lot in their day, so you want to look beautiful the whole day. That's exactly it.
You do, and you just want to feel comfortable, not have it be another thing you have to worry about. You don't want to have to keep touching stuff up and wondering if your mascara is running. Let us worry about that.
Awesome. Nice. Did you see last night's sunset?
OMG, it was so crazy. It felt like the whole sky was on fire. It really was, like the whole way across. It was so bright.
We were like here playing and like running back and forth with the ball. All of a sudden, Grant, our 5-year-old, just goes, "Dad, look at the sunset." And then Declan walks over. He was 2, and it's like, "Oh, that's beautiful." And I was like, "I love you guys."
That's so cute.
And I hugged him with a leg. Awesome. Okay. So what do you love to do? What are you passionate about? What makes you unique as a makeup artist?
One of the things beyond just makeup artistry is I'm a really relational person. I just love people and getting to know them, and I love getting to know my clients. And so one of the things that I like doing as a makeup artist with that in mind is creating a look that is very unique and specific to my clients. That's really going to bring out not only their naturally beautiful features, but also their personality. So that it's not just copying a picture that we saw from Pinterest, but really taking that and shaping it and making it into something that's going to bring them out of their shell.
So is Pinterest a good resource for you with the clients? How does that work?
It really can be. Some things on Pinterest are really highly edited images. So that's something to take into consideration where achieving certain looks really might not be possible because they were highly edited.
That makes sense.
Another thing to keep in mind when looking at Pinterest is just making sure that you're looking at people that have similar skin color, hair color, eye colors to you. If you are blonde-haired and blue eyes, maybe look at a picture of Reese Witherspoon instead of Eva Longoria. Might be a little bit more closer.
I've always been looking at Eva for myself, so.
It's a hard mistake to make. It's happened before. Or Kim Kardashian, you know. So just make sure you pick someone that closely resembles your own look and style.
That makes sense. Cool.
Absolutely. And one other thing that I'm passionate about and excites me on the nerdy side of makeup artistry is doing photo shoots.
Cool.
I love working with local photographers, and I love getting images back so I can see how makeup photographs, because it photographs really differently than it looks in real life. And so I love getting to evaluate that and look at how things that I did photographed and how I can change them up and switch them up and improve them for next time, or ways I can tweak things to make them pop for the camera. And refine it. So it helps me improve in my artistry, and then it's also just fun, nerdy side that I get to play around with.
That's awesome. Cool. Nice. Ashley, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for answering all these questions. That was super helpful. How can people find you?
You can find me a few different ways, actually. One of the best and easiest ways is my website, www.lovebeautybellingham.com. I have a lot of information about all of my services, and I just updated it, so it's really pretty.
Nice.
But
I saw that launch. It was awesome.
Yes,
good work.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. It was a fun project to work on, and I love how it turned out.
Cool.
So thanks.
Awesome.
Another way to reach me is I really love engaging with my clients and future clients through social media.
Oh, nice.
So I have a Facebook page that I often get inquiries on and messages to. I also can hold a lot more portfolio images there. So that's a great way to learn more about my business.
Cool.
Same with Instagram and Twitter. I'm on all of those, so it makes it easy to connect and engage with my clients in that way.
And all the links to that, are they on your website?
They are. They are. I have little icons down at the bottom.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that is another Ask Evantide. I am Aaron with Evantide Photography. This is Ashley with Love Beauty. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments of the video on Facebook. You can use the hashtag AskEvantide on Twitter or Instagram. That hasn't happened yet, you guys, so I may just drop that, but it's fun to do this. So keep the hashtag AskEvantide for a little longer. And yeah, you can subscribe also right down there. I'm going to point at that button right there. That one, yeah, exactly. Subscribe, and then you'll know when other videos are coming as well. Thanks, guys. Bye. I wish that scream would have happened in the middle of it. That was like Vanna. That was full Vanna. Yes! Sweet. Good job. I look good, right? No, I'm talking. I look good. It's about me looking good. On camera.
Yeah.
Her mom. My brother. I hope someone else watches this.
I'm sure. I'll share it. You'll have at least, I'll watch it.
Cool.
So you'll have at least 3.
3?
Yeah. You can count on that.
And I watch it on all 3 of my Google accounts. So that's
Oh.
YouTube.
For sure.
I don't really do that long.